Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Charlene Ortiz, and this is the first time I've ever uploaded a video to YouTube. So I just wanted to take a few minutes to do an introduction about my channel and a little bit about myself and what I do. I've been a personal trainer for the past 20 years, and for more than half of my career, my main focus has been special populations. Special populations are basically a group of people that suffer from limitations that could be significant or severe. Any people that have any type of disability, people that suffer from neurological disorders like MS, Parkinson's disease, chronic pain that can result from conditions like fibromyalgia, certain types of arthritis, orthopedic problems, injuries, as well as people that are 50 plus pounds overweight and a lot of the pain and limitations that can come from that. The elderly that have limitations just from years of beating up your body and just doing certain activities. And anyone that needs a little bit extra care and guidance with getting into an exercise routine and obtaining a healthier lifestyle. Unfortunately, throughout my career, one thing that I've noticed is that the fitness industry has really neglected special populations. There really is a huge population of people out there that aren't concerned with going from a size 10 to a size 2 or anything like that, although those are wonderful things to achieve. In my experience, most people just want to get out of bed and feel good every day. They really don't care much about the bikini body, or achieving a lot of these aesthetic goals. Again, although they're wonderful things to go for, in general, most people I've found, they just want to feel better every day. And so it's very frustrating for anybody that has certain limitations, whether it's moderate or severe, to find some sort of routine or program or resource that they can go to so that they can start getting better and exercising and moving more and becoming more active, because honestly there's just really not much out there for that population of people. And my passion for working with special populations came from my own challenges. It started when I was 11 years old. At that time I was diagnosed with a pancreatic tumor. Thank God it was benign, but they removed a third of my pancreas, my gallbladder, a portion of my small intestine, a portion of my large intestine. And as you can imagine, it created a lot of digestive problems for me after that. And so throughout my high school years, early 20s, I did have limitations and couldn't be quite as active as a lot of the other kids. And I had to consider that. And then later in my mid-20s, when I was 25, I got into a major car accident. And then just a year later, I got into another major car accident, neither of which were my fault, by the way. And unfortunately, after the second car accident, that's when things really started to go downhill, and I've never been the same since then. I started to experience severe back spasms, a lot of nerve pain, sciatica, and pain that I definitely was not used to dealing with. And I had to really consider my lifestyle, and I had to make a lot of changes in order to accommodate my limitations. And at the age of 26, that's a very discouraging place to be, especially since before the first car accident, I was incredibly active. I could run, I could bike 20 miles a day, I could swim, I would go lift heavy weights, I did martial arts. I worked full-time, went to school full-time. I mean, basically, the lifestyle of a lot of 20-year-olds. And after the second car accident, that was all over. And it was a really, really tough thing to accept. Well, just a few years later, in my early 30s, I started to experience a lot of muscle pain and soreness throughout my whole body. Exhaustion and fatigue, insomnia, depression, and I could not understand where it was coming from. And I went to several doctors and basically got dismissed. And they just told me, oh, you're just stressed out. You need to take some time off. Maybe you're working too much. Maybe you need to back off on your workouts a little bit. and they weren't able to give me any answers as to what was going on with me. And at one point, I started to feel like maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm making this up. And maybe it's just all in my head. But I knew something wasn't right. Finally, in 2009, I was able to find a doctor that diagnosed me with fibromyalgia. It was refreshing to finally have a diagnosis and know what was wrong. However, it was discouraging to know I now had a condition that it could not be cured, at least according, to the traditional medical community. There is no cure for it. And so that's when I really started to decline. We couldn't find the appropriate treatment for me to give me relief from my symptoms. And the condition just kept getting worse and worse. I had to stop working. I went on disability for a year. I was in constant pain. And I fell into a very, very deep depression. It was the worst year of my life. It was absolutely horrible. I could barely get out of bed most days. And I remember every night I would pray that God would take my life in my sleep, because I didn't want to live long enough to see 40. I didn't understand the point of being alive. Why do I want to be alive if I'm going to feel like shit every day? And I can't be productive. I can't do anything. I felt useless and pathetic, and I just didn't understand the point of going on, And so eventually I was able to pull myself out of that funk little by little. It took more than anything, a tremendous amount of mental discipline to get myself to a place where I could start making effort to be active every day, to start eating healthy again. And because I had really neglected myself, not just because, I wasn't feeling well, because I just felt depressed and didn't see the point. And so it did take time for me to kind of slowly pull myself out of that. And little by little, I did improve, and I was able to find a better treatment plan that worked for me. And I returned to work and a somewhat normal life. I could only work part-time, and it was a very difficult thing to accept, that I had limitations, again, even more so, that I just couldn't live the life that I felt I wanted to live, or I should be living. So to this day, I still struggle with the pain every single day, and with the fatigue. I still have problems with insomnia. I'm definitely a lot better than I was during that time period, but it's still a daily struggle for me. And so the other reason why I really wanted to do a channel like this is, like I said earlier, there's just not a lot of resources for people that suffer from a lot of chronic illnesses. And we can often even be dismissed by our loved ones and the people closest to us, even some doctors. And it's not because people are mean or evil, it's just because they really don't understand. And even in the medical community, they don't understand why people develop MS, why they develop fibromyalgia, certain types of arthritis, neurological disorders. They can't figure out why people get them. And so they don't really know what to do. And they just throw medication at us, even though there are times when medication is certainly appropriate, and it can help people live a functional, productive life. It doesn't heal the problem. It doesn't deal with the core of what's going on. So I have started to seek more alternative types of care. And the frustrating thing about that is that it's out of pocket and insurance doesn't cover it. And so I want to get better by seeking other types of care that I really believe are going to help me and could even possibly heal me. But I don't have the money to afford it because I can't work. If I worked, I would have the money so I could afford it, so I could get better. And it's kind of a cycle, a catch-22 that I think a lot of us find ourselves in, that if we were able to work, we would have the funds to be able to get other types of care that would help us feel better. But because we don't feel well, we can't work, or we just can't work full-time, we don't make enough money to get that treatment. And so it's a vicious cycle that can really lead a lot of us to get very depressed and discouraged and just feel hopeless about our situation. And so I just want to encourage you, it's not hopeless and your life is not over. You can very much live a good quality of life that you enjoy with chronic illness. And with all the things that I have learned throughout the years, helping my clients and myself, I want to now share that information with you to help you get better and help you on your journey to healing. And so the goal of this channel is to provide exercises, content, research, nutrition advice, even my own personal struggles that I go through and how I get through it, how I deal with it, and just anything to help you guys feel like you have a place to go, you have a resource, you have support. And so I would definitely appreciate a like and a subscribe to my channel. And one thing that would be really awesome is if you could leave comments below on what your condition is and what your frustration might be, where you might feel stuck at in your life, where you haven't been able to find answers or get any type of education. And I will do everything I can to research what it is that you suffer from, and I will provide information and resources for you so that you can get better. And so that's what I want to do for you guys, because I really want this channel to be catered towards you and what you guys want to see. So let me know what kind of content you would like to see on this channel. Certainly I'll be uploading, a lot of my own content that I already know that I want to upload. But it would be really great to get your opinion and your insight on what you would really like to see me do or like to see me talk about. And so so I will be uploading another video very soon. It might even be up by the time you see this video. So the first one, we're just gonna start with some light exercises to get you going with some type of activity. So even if you are bedridden, I wanna accommodate people, no matter what level you're at. I wanna accommodate anybody that wants to improve the quality of your life. And yes, even if you are bedridden, it is possible to be able to improve your health and get stronger and feel better, and at some point be able to live a life where you feel productive and you feel like you're contributing something and you feel like you have a purpose. And I think that's important for all of us. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And remember, your health is your most valuable asset. Invest in it. Bye-bye.